Hi, everybody. It's Dana Brigman, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time this morning talking to you about the Animal Sense line from Young Living. So, a lot of people want to get started with essential oils for their pets, but they're a little concerned about jumping all in with, the little bottles of essential oil and not really feeling confident about what oil to use, how to dilute it, when to use it, what to use it for, and all that kind of stuff. So the Animal Sense line can help you get started in a very specific way, designed specifically for your animals. Though I will tell you, I use some of these oils myself for other reasons. So we'll get started on all of that. But I'll start with the mandatory disclaimer that says, what I am about to tell you has not been approved by the FDA as a means to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. This information that you're receiving is educational only. It is not a prescription or a remedy for your pet. I'm not diagnosing and treating, nor am I attempting to replace your veterinarian. We encourage you to do your own research and make the best decisions possible for you and your pet based on any of the information that I am sharing with you today. So, one good thing to note about the Animal Sense line is that whenever you purchase any products from the Animal Sense line, a portion of those proceeds will go to Vital Ground, which is a nonprofit organization designed and dedicated to helping protect habitats of the grizzly bears and other wildlife. So know that when you're purchasing these products, you're also doing something good for the animal environment. So let's start with the Animal Sense shampoo. I'm not sure if my little menu thing here is blocking you guys or not, so I'm going to move it down. Animal Sense shampoo. So this has nothing harmful in it. So as you start taking some of the classes with me and listening to some of the information on the Facebook groups and all, you'll start to hear a lot of terms like sulfates and phthalates and other things that can be extremely harmful to you and your pet, right? That are being put into our day-to-day products. So know that with products from Young Living and the Animal Sense line, there are no harsh toxic chemicals in any of them. So when you're giving your pet a bath, this is a great way to do it, and know that you're not putting anything that is harmful to them on them, right? There is also a conditioner that goes with the pet shampoo, I think, as well. So you can bathe any of your animals, right? You could use this for your dog. You could use this for your cat. As you see here, you could use it for a little hamster. So there are a lot of animals that can benefit from the use of these essential oil-based products. I know people who are using them for birds, not necessarily the shampoo, but have things that they are doing appropriately for birds and ferrets and mice and all sorts of things. So, and certainly people use them for their horses and their cows as well. So the Animal Sense shampoo will clean, condition, and protect without any harmful ingredient. It has a really light scent associated with it that contains citronella, lavandin. So you'll hear me talk about this a lot. When we're looking for lavender, we don't want lavandin, but lavandin often does have a place and a purpose, and it is one of the elements in the shampoo. So citronella, lavandin, lemon, geranium, and spikenard are all the essential oils that are included in this product. It's an extremely high concentrate, so it only takes a little bit So this bottle would last you a very long time. We know that our pets get wonky breath from time to time, right? And the sad part is we know that many of our pets will struggle with oral hygiene issues and dental disease, many of them super young. And honestly, y'all, the more I study animal nutrition and animal wellness, the more I know bad breath is often a result of what's going on inside the gut, right? And the oral hygiene is often a symptom of not being well overall. So we'll talk about nutrition at other times, but know that when we're talking about trying to do something about bad breath, we really need to be looking at oral care, right? Keeping the teeth clean and the gums healthy, but we may also need to be looking at gut health. Young Living Animal Sense has a pet chew that will help with some of that oral hygiene care, help keep the teeth cleaner, right? If you're feeding kibble, it's a different conversation. There are things that we would want to help educate you on to get better nutrient value, but the dental chew is a healthy chew option. Remember, you should not be giving your pet rawhide ever, 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 ever. So go do a quick search on Dr. Google and note what and how rawhides are made, but also know that they are not digestible. That if it goes in the belly, it's coming out in the same form that it went in. It will not break down. And so that can be very dangerous to a choking hazard and to a blockage hazard in your dog's belly. You do not have that risk with these products because they are completely chewable and digestible. Within the product, you will find spearmint, peppermint, and part of the Animal Sense line called Paragize. So this creates something that the dog will enjoy chewing on, but it will also help freshen the breath while you're working on better oral care and perhaps better gut health. Okay, so the pet chews, there's nothing artificial in them, no artificial coloring, no artificial flavorings, preservatives, genetically modified ingredients of any kind. And it does meet a nutritional level established by AAFCO. We'll talk about that in the nutrient discussion later, but know that they truly are safe for your pets. One thing that we can talk about too is the need to perhaps brush our dog's teeth. The dental chew can be beneficial if you can't really get in there and scrub your dog's teeth often. But I do want you to think about doing a little bit of teeth brushing. I confess, I'm terrible at it. I always have been. I'm trying to be better. Another option that you have for cleaning your dog's teeth would be to take a little piece of gauze, get it wet, use a baking soda powder. So make a little paste out of baking soda and water, and then add a drop of peppermint or spearmint to that mixture, and then stir that all around, and then scoop it up with that gauze pad, and then sort of scrub around all of the teeth and the gums to help clean your dog's teeth that way with a little more scrubbiness to it, okay? If you're buying these and you want to give it to your dogs, a little dog, you might give them half, and then certainly a bigger dog could have the whole thing up to a couple of times per week. So let's talk about now some of the oils. Remember, these oils are formulated in a dilute way to be safe to use for your pets. So that's not to say we can't use the same essential oils that we use, because we absolutely can. The same starter kit that you purchase, all of those oils can be leveraged for use for you and your pets. You just may have to dilute them a little bit. These are pre-diluted. And so TeaAway, if you think about this as the oil you might pull out when your dog is getting a little stressed, getting a little uncomfortable about a new environment, a transition, a storm, any of those kinds of things, this can be calming and soothing. So you can see here all of the ingredients. There's a lot of different essential oils in here, a lot, right? So these blends often start to have some pretty amazing synergistic effects. So you would take 1 drop of this and you could put it in your hand and then start to just pet your dog around the ears, behind the ears a little bit, never around their eyes, and just pet them. And I'm trying to see the camera. I'll often do like a hand over hand motion when I'm petting them, and then sort of do the whole body and hand over hand and the whole body. And that can be very calming and very soothing to your dog. So you can use a drop and pet. You could use a couple of drops. Remember, these are pre-diluted. I've lost myself. Pre-diluted, and you can use them easily. A lot of people will also put it in a roller ball. So you'll get 1 roller filament in your starter kit, but you can buy them, and you can sub out. Like, so if you take the essential oil bottle, and this is my lavender, but you could take this little plastic orifice out and replace it with the roller filament. So now you got a roller ball, right? Or you could make a roller ball with less oil and other things in it, right? If you wanted to. But then you'd have these roller balls and you can rub their feet, right? What I do a lot of times, I'm lazy, but what I'll do is I'll take the drop and put it in my hand, and then I'll just dab their foot, right? So imagine this is their foot. I'll just sort of dab that foot, dab the other, and then massage them in a little bit. So I don't often put oils on the bottom of my dog's feet unless they are very dilute, okay? So just be aware of that. So this one is pre-done. PuraClean. So PuraClean. So I didn't change screens. There we go. It helps clean things, right? PuraClean works to clean an area on your pet, right? So it's got a number of things in it to make its blend as well. It helps things smell better. It helps when there is an open injury, for example, an abrasion, and you want to be sure that's cleaned out. It can be very helpful to keep that area clean and start to recover and become healthy more quickly. It's often paired in a systematic way with InfectAway and with MendWell. So we'll talk about those on the next couple of slides. You can put several drops of this, say, think 8 to 10 in a spray bottle. So remember little spray bottles. Remember, plastic spray bottles will not last you forever. Think 4 or 5 months, maybe 6, because essential oils break down plastic. So you don't want to keep them around with essential oils in them forever. Glass bottles, you could do that. And especially when you start mixing them with something. So in this case, we're talking about mixing it with distilled water, right? That'll help not break down the plastic quite so fast. But anytime we're creating a concoction, a mix of something, know that it's really a temporary usage. So don't make lots of it. Don't make like months ahead. Use it for a couple of weeks at a time and then make some more if you need it. These bottles are 2 ounces. So you could get a smaller bottle. I just buy I literally buy them by the case. And I think there's 12 or maybe 24 in a box, and that's what I use. And so if I'm not going to fill it up, I'm just going to use half, then I've got my 1 ounce. So I could now put 8 to 10 drops of the Pure Clean, fill up to 1 ounce worth of total volume in the bottle. Now shake that up, get it all, stirred together. And then I use that to spritz those areas versus adding whole drops. So now I've diluted it even further. Okay. The Infect-Away. So this, like I said, pairs with the PuraClean. So think about the name and what that means. Think about what this really starts to do. And you can use that when we have those injuries that are potentially at risk of getting gross or may already have a little grossness to them. And we need to get that skin healthy. We need to help the cells and that tissue start to recover and fight away anything that is harming it. So this Infect-Away can be very beneficial to that. You can use it straight, meaning you take the bottle and drop right into the area, or you can also make the misting spray. Sorry, I'm going backwards. Make that misting spray to go on that area as well. My computer has a mind of its own today. So let me see where my screen, there we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Mend Well. So again, another blend. You'll hear me talk about frankincense as a very healing oil, lavender as a very healing oil. Now we've got those 2 paired together with myrrh, which is another fantastic one. Geranium, super gentle, healing properties, very effective for the skin. We've added in hyssop and we've added in hinkoki. Now, hyssop is one you are going to see on some lists that say you should not use with your animal. And for the most part, I think that's true. And I think this is where we start to get into the situations of quality of oils, trust of how they are harvested, how they're grown, what's in the bottle, So I trust this explicitly, or I would not be recommending these products to you. And know that tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are using these products every day with tremendous success, including veterinarian practices, dog trainers, dog groomers, dog professionals, like myself, are using these with no concern and no hesitation. So I don't want you to have that concern as well. All right. What else do we have? Oh, the Animal Sense Ointment. Listen, guys, you all need this, right? If you don't buy any of the other products, you need the ointment. So it is filled with wonderfully gentle, healing, skin soothing, softening products, essential oils. I use it for scrapes. I use it for, any sort of injury. I use it when the ears might be a little bit inflamed. I've used it on my nose when my nose has been sunburned a little bit or my lips chapped. We know our dogs often get very dry feet, very dry noses. It is soothing for that. If our little dog's paw pads have been dry and fatigued, and maybe even in the hot summer on the asphalt, we need to soothe that, beneficial for that. Out in the icy weather, and they get a little bit of I don't even know the word I'm looking for. I don't want to say frostbite because it's really not, but they get all that salt and all that frozen stuff on them, and we need to soothe their feet, right? We need to help protect them out in the elements and then soothe them when they've come back in. This is the ointment for that. So there is not much you can't do with this ointment, and it lasts forever, right? I mean, it just takes a little bit and it goes a very long way, and you can use it for all of your animals and in fact for yourself. Okay. Repel aroma. So a lot of people ask me, what can I use for the annoyance sprays for my dog, right? I personally make my own. I make little concoctions and put them in these bottles and spritz everybody. I will also take this moment to remind you that if your dog is healthy, if the gut is healthy, and they are getting natural sources of vitamin B and a number of minerals and nutrients that should be in their food, they will more naturally repel annoying critters in the first place, right? So food matters, nutrition matters. When you need a boost, when you need a little extra oomph to help manage those annoying things flying around and landing on your animal, Repel Away or a home type little concoction, or even now the insect repellent. So Young Living now has a product that is been approved by the FDA to be called an insect repellent, right? So that you've got options. You have those products. But this you can put on your hands and pet your dog again. You can make this into a spray bottle. You have lots of options. So again, people get sometimes really uncomfortable or a little nervous about using essential oils because everybody talks about quality, everybody talks about dilution, and not everybody understands that initially. So I want to help you. I want to help you learn to do all of those things and to build your confidence using these oils. But these products are a fabulous way to get started for your pet, and know that they are already diluted for you to use, and some pretty amazing combinations of essential oils that you might not have in your collections yet. Okay. So be aware that as your collection grows, you may say, you know what, I'm just going to make my own. I don't need a separate set of products for the dog than I have for me, which is where I am these days. But certainly you have these as options. Paragize is, think those tummy issues, right? Think something's funky, made the tummy a little upset, and we need to get the belly back under control. This is a very soothing essential oil for that. You can see where the ginger, the peppermint, the fennel, all of these oils, and especially now as we create this blend or this synergistic blend, can be very soothing to the belly, get those things under control, and maybe even help keep some stuff out, right? So know that it's a very beneficial essential oil to your animal's digestive and internal gut health, okay? Digestive system and internal gut health. So I'll just mention a couple of others here. Sulfurzyme, many people pair this with Agiles. So it is a great a great supplement. So if we think about the MSM and the Agiles paired together, we begin to really start working on joint health. And I typically recommend, and have for years, even as a foster home. So it was a foster home long before I was a dog trainer. But we always recommended that any mature dog would get started on a joint supplement. Think 18 months to 2 years based on when they reach maturity. Get them on a joint supplement, and they typically need to be there forever, right? You might rotate them from time to time, but Sulfurzyme paired with Agiles makes a fantastic joint supplement. But sulfur in general can be very protective to the cells, that connective tissue. So again, that's back to where we're talking about those joint health issues and many other functions. It is also supportive to the intestinal function and the elimination of free radicals that we're all exposed to. So it's a great supplement for you too. Ninja Red, I love. I'll be very candid with you. When I got my starter kit a few years ago, the education for me was not what I wanted it, not what I needed it to be. I didn't feel like I understood very much. And so my box of essential oils, with the exception of a couple of them, sat in the cabinet for probably almost a year. And my Ninja Red sample packets expired. And it wasn't until, sometime later that I was brave enough to try it, because I thought that is going to be some funky stuff. And I just don't want to try it. And now I love it. I buy it by the cases now. It is fantastic for your energy, cellular function, whole body health. Think immunity support, antioxidant support, and absolutely, yes, your dog can drink it. If you've got a dog that is unwell in some way, this could be a great way to help boost them back up and get them into a state of recovery and then into a state of management. So absolutely, depending on the size, it may be like a little ½ ounce or up to an ounce, maybe 2 ounces of giving this to your dog on a daily basis, depending on what you're trying to resolve. So there is so much more, right? There is so very much more that I want to share with you in the coming weeks. But hopefully this will get you started on thinking about how you could use the Animal Sense line to begin doing some essential oil support for your pet. If I can help you get started with your purchase and joining Young Living, please message me. Join me on Facebook. Our group is the Well-Oiled, Well-Fed Canine. So go to Facebook and under groups, just put us in the search bar. And again, that's the Well-Oiled, Well-Fed Canine. My website is welloiledcanine.com, and I am more than happy to help you. If someone else brought you here, go back to them. Ask them, are you in the business? Are you doing Young Living as a business? And if they are, then use them. If they are not, then by all means come back to me, and I'll be more than happy to help you get started. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.